Hello and welcome to the Saturday Newsroom. We broadcasting from studios here in Kanifing along the Battle-Hardened Highway. I'm Mariam Adem and many thanks for joining us. Coming up, series of alleged murder incidents of communities across the Gambia and police launch investigations. The Serekunda Minor Health Center celebrates excellence in healthcare at annual award ceremony. And 128,745 pills of ecstasy intercepted at the Banjul International Airport by the Drug Law Enforcement Agency. And the Gambia Police Force says grinder sparks are cause of fire at the GTSC depot. And Bartes Ward Councillor organizes football tournament to promote unity. On international news, India Congo's fighting displacement camps near Goma destroyed and looted and M23 advanced. And in Ukraine, agriculture conflict with Russia has created a labor shortage. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Moving on, the Gambia Police Force is currently investigating a series of alleged murder cases in CRR and KM. As the authorities work to uncover the circumstances surrounding these tragic incidents, several suspects have been arrested and crime scene investigators are diligently gathering evidence. Here is more in this report. The rising crime rate in the country is a significant concern, with reports of violent crimes frequently making headlines. Hardly a week goes by without news of an incident that disrupts another neighborhood, leaving innocent citizens fearful while in and outside their homes. In recent times, the Gambia has been facing a significant increase in criminal activities ranging from break-in, theft to robberies, as well as alleged murder cases and even newborn baby dumping. Just 2 days ago, the Gambia Police Force reported 4 alleged murder cases, 2 in the Central River region and 2 in the Kanifing municipality. The Birkamaba police are investigating an alleged murder that occurred on January 31, 2025 in Sinchu Malado. The suspect, Hadiboy, 21 years old, has been arrested in connection with the fatal stabbing of her husband, Karamo Job, 40. According to the police public relations office, crime scene investigators visited the scene to reconstruct the event and recovered a knife believed to be the murder weapon. The victim's body has been sent to Bansang Hospital for further examination. In a different happening on the same day in Dibakunda, the Serekunda police also responded to an alleged murder of Abdurrahman Jallo, 21 years old, by his sister Fatimata Bintu Jallo, who is 18 years old. Fatimata has been taken into custody and is cooperating with investigators. CSI teams has recovered another knife at the crime scene, as Abdul's body has been transferred to the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital for a post-mortem examination. Authorities are also investigating the suspicious death of Nyakasi Jaune, who was found motionless in her bed on January 31, 2025. A team of investigators and forensic officers has been deployed to gather evidence, and her body has also been sent to the Edward Francis Small Teaching Hospital for examination. In a related case, the police are also looking into the murder of Musaba, a Senegalese national, whose body was discovered on January 29th in Bansang Sukurukunda, Alatentu in CRR. Officers found Bar's body along with his belongings and the suspected murder weapon. Initial findings of the police suggest he was visited by 2 individuals claiming to be relatives before his disappearance. The investigation continues as these 2 individuals remain at large. This escalating insecurity has dominated public debates, highlighting the urgent need for effective measures to combat crime. According to concerned Gambians, it seems that current efforts are insufficient to address the growing incidents, prompting calls for more robust strategies to ensure the safety and security of all citizens.
Like, the murder cases are too high, and seeing such cases, it's like we are not safe. So I believe right now the best way to prevent some of these things is tight in the security, because if the security are not tight, even we are not involved, but we're going to be involved indirectly, one way or the other, because when things is happening and people are being murdered, people's psychological concept have been traumatized, and then a lot of things, our economy is also not safe. So I believe right now the best way is to tighten the security. The security cannot do it alone, but then in collaboration with the community, and then that will make the work effectively. Because the the community that you are staying, you the person that is staying there, know best what are some of the areas that these people can come in, and then what are some of these areas these people can live. Their entry point and some of the exit point. So at least dealing with the community can help these people, the security, to be able to strengthen these defenses, to be able to prevent some of these cases, murder cases, and then stealing stuff.
Because lu yëpp soo ko gisee mooy comme like suñu leaders they are not competent comme like soo walee nit lu mu neex laa nekk di def dafaa ñëw mu jàppandi dem ba si néegam rey ko soo ko gisee comme like lu ko waral government bi jël benn message yaa ma ca so comme loi bu fi yaajam bi defoon moom la bëgg moom la gars yi waxoo indiaat ku rey nit ñi rey la simple as straight da ngaa gis ne nit yi duñ ñi rey because soo reyee nit ñi rey la wala soo reyee nit comme conséquence bu la fi fekka soo xalaatee loolu rek doo reyati nit yaa ma ca so government bi léegi ñoom balaa ñuy jël mesure mooy comme ñi dem ba jàpp seen bokk wala ñu laal seen bokk suñu laalee seen bokk rek boo leen di yëg ne léegi rey nit baa ngi bëri si dëkk bi citizens ñu bëri nekkul di amul benn job boo xamante ñu ko si koy di def so pour ñoom ñu gis seen bopp pour xam xaalis ñoom deen wax il faut ñu dem dugal seen bopp si sàcce ama ca pour xam xaalis te texte tamit soo sàccee suñu la jàppee 3 days 2 days da nga am nga fajee da nga génn.
In another distressing development, the Nema Kongo police are investigating a case of baby dumping after a deceased infant was discovered along the Nemasu Road site on January 31st, 2025. The police are working with public health officials and other stakeholders as they seek to uncover the circumstances surrounding this tragic incident. Other criminal activities reported from January 1st, 2025 to date ranges from suspected robberies to attacks of individuals and banks as well as police officers.
Law abiding encompasses a lot of issues, a lot of areas. The security of this country cannot and will never be compromised. 99 days for the thief, 1 day for the master. We have already started rekindling, also reinventing the wheels, reactivating our intelligent and the response time for criminals and criminal activities in this country. The appeal that once again we are making to our fellow citizens, our compatriots, is to continue your normal business. Your lives are being protected by the police day and night. The patrols are ongoing. In fact, they are heightened already. We will also ensure that the task force that are out there conducting night patrols are increased.
As investigations unfold across these communities, the police are urging anyone with information related to these cases to come forward as the town grapples with the shocking reality of violence and loss. Maria Madem, reporting for Star TV News. Now to health matters. The Serakunda Minor Health Center hosted its highly anticipated annual awards and data presentation event themed Better Care Through Collaboration, Awards and Insights into Best Practices. The gathering, held at the West Africa Insurance Institute in Manjai, showcased the dedication and hard work of healthcare professionals committed to improving community health service. More in this report by Mbaikur.
The Serakunda Minor Health Center is a health facility located in Serakunda, and it provides a range of essential services aimed at primary health care, including outpatient care, maternal and child health services, health education, basic laboratory services, and referral services. The role of medical centers like Serakunda Minor Health Center is crucial, especially in resource-limited settings, as they help bridge the gap in healthcare access for population that might not have the means to visit larger hospitals or specialty clinics. Officer in charge of Serakunda Minor Health Center, David Junior Day, said Serakunda Minor Health Center was the first minor health facility to implement a data registration clock system.
In a historical move, Serakunda Minor Health Center became the first minor health facility to implement a digital registration clock-in system. This milestone has not only jubilated our patient register and our staff accountability process, making us a model for effective and innovation.
The event brought together healthcare practitioners, stakeholders, and community leaders who celebrated outstanding contribution to the healthcare sector. Awards were presented to individuals and teams who exemplify excellence in patient care, innovative practices, and collaborative efforts aimed at enhancing health outcomes. Musa Kamara, Regional Director of Western Wand Health Region, gives a brief background of Serekunda Minor Health Center.
Serekunda Health Center, being established in the late 70s, is a minor public health facility that provides healthcare services to a wider range of the population and communities beyond its operational area. It has a serving population of 77,393 with 17 nurse midwives conducting an average of 184 to 190 deliveries per month on shift duties and 2,208 to 2,280 deliveries per year.
Serekunda, being the largest city in the Gambia, has a number of healthcare facilities designed to address the medical needs of its population, particularly in response to the need for improved health access in urban areas, which serve as part of the country's effort to provide primary health care, manage public health initiatives, and offer maternal and child health services. Director of Services, National Health Insurance Authority, Dr. Hassan Jai, guest speaker, unpack the theme Better Care through collaboration, awards, and insight into best practices.
As we celebrate the achievements of everyone, of course, in a group, there are others who are more recognized than the others. But remember what I said, it's a collective effort. It's not a sum of an individual contribution. Those parts will come together to deliver the high performance that was demonstrated in your presentations. But we also have to recognize and celebrate those outstanding staff who actually build on the foundation of collaborative teamwork and shared responsibility.
The Serekunda Minor Health Center looks forward to continue its mission to provide exceptional care through unity and innovation in the years ahead. This event serves not only as a celebration but also as a reminder of the impact of working together. Meanwhile, health center staff were left with renewed inspiration and a shared commitment to pursue collaborative efforts that ensure better health for all. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Baikor.
Now, away from health matters, the Drug Law Enforcement Agency of the Gambia, DLEAG, said the agency effected a huge seizure of ecstasy pills at the Banjul International Airport with the street value of more than $51 million. The agency reported a Spain-based Gambian, Seiko Krubali, was found in possession of 128,745 pills of ecstasy at the airport. More in this report by Maimuna Jaju.
Mr. Krubali, according to the league, arrived on a flight from Barcelona via Amsterdam and was apprehended by the league operatives following a sting operation. The agency reported that Seiko was found with the pills of ecstasy hidden in 3 separate suitcases. He has been taken into custody as further investigations continued. This seizure was part of a series of operations carried out by the league at the airport, including the recent arrest of Nigerian and Gambian nationals with significant quantities of drugs. Meanwhile, there is limited data available to determine if illicit drug seizure cases are on the rise in the Gambia. However, the Drug Law Enforcement Agency Gambia has reported an increase in drug trafficking activities in recent years, which may suggest a rise in illicit drug seizures. The league attributed this increase to a number of factors, including the country's strategic location, porous borders, and the use of new smuggling techniques by drug traffickers. For Star TV News, this is Maimuna Jaju.
Now, police have confirmed that the fire at the Gambia Transport Service Company depot in Kanifing was ignited by sparks from a grinder used by a scrap metal dealer, resulting in colossal damage to several buses. Awsane reports.
The fire broke out around 1 p.m. on Monday when a scrap metal dealer was reportedly working on a scrapped bus. Sparks from the grinder, the police said, ignited the tender dry grass in the area, causing the flames to spread rapidly. In total, 11 buses were destroyed while 4 others were partially damaged. All of the affected buses had previously been auctioned as scraps. The fire service responded quickly to the fire outbreak and managed to extinguish the blaze. The police said investigators from the Criminal Investigation Department and Crime Scene Investigation arrived at the scene to conduct a thorough investigation into the cause of the fire. Authorities urge people to be cautious when using tools that can produce sparks in areas with dry vegetation. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Awasani.
Now, in other news, the Independent Electoral Commission (IEC) wishes to remind the general public that a council by-election for Masambe Ward in the Mansakonko administrative area will be conducted on Saturday, 22nd February 2025. Nomination of candidates for the said by-election will be conducted from Wednesday, 5th February to Saturday, 8 February 2025, between the hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily at the Mansakonko election office. Nomination forms may be collected from the IEC office in Mansakonko. Aspirant candidates may contact the IEC for nomination arrangements. Now, moving on, the councillor for Bartes Ward, Usman Dabo, is using the beautiful game of football as a vehicle for unity in his ward. This is the first time in history for a youth tournament to be organized in Bartes. The tournament kicked off on Saturday at Sarakunda Law Basic School. The tournament is being played under the theme Uniting Bartes Through Football, Showcasing Talent and Building Community. Maria Ture reports.
The tournament is aimed at inspiring youths and to strengthen community engagement with the ward councillor. The opening match attracted notable football figures who gathered to support the initiative, emphasizing the importance of sports in nurturing teamwork. FC Ngoma battled it out with Campbelltown in the first half of the opening match. FC Ngoma team captain opened the score sheet 20 minutes into the first half. The match got more intense in the second half as both teams tried to secure more points. However, FC Ngoma defeated Campbelltown 1-0. Bartes Ward councillor Usman Dabo is optimistic that the tournament will promote unity and inspire youths to showcase their talents.
Finally, as politicians, after engagement with the youth, we have something we pay back to them. So this is part of the youth activities and part of much empowering the youth to the skills they have and they can showcase. We know showcase football. So almost a different spending. Secondly, influence youths are divided because I can think about the carefully Mourinho Hamilton. So people simplify. We look at anything about Hamilton. So we don't try to foster our
He further noted that resources pose a challenge for organizing the tournament. Dabo, however, expressed delight in the spirit of cooperation that helped him to organize the tournament.
I will thank my people that came in as support this tournament. First of all, I recommend APCL for their effort. Also recommend the effort track group by Amadou Sane, the president, for his unwavering support in university to the youth. So that's one of mine I recommend most. Definitely, I say a big thank you to them. Also, the WDC as a team that organized the tournament in support of the several union and its agent. So also for the challenge like this, everybody knows the tournament, the more you go deep into it, the more you have challenges.
Former Bartes Ward Councillor Karim Dabo and Youth Representative Babukar Sala are hopeful that the tournament will be a success and help nurture the youth.
I think things that are needed to make the tournament move forward are all available. So the tournament has already commenced, beginning from today, and we are hopeful to see the end of this tournament ending in success and peaceful.
It is going to help the youths because right now we are not using the youths that are playing the first division or the second division. So the upcoming youths on this academy, they can show themselves that this is what they can do, and they can show out their talents.
Chairman of Youth and Sport at the KMC, Babukar Mansali, advised the youth to showcase their talents instead of embarking on irregular migration.
The advice that I have for the youth, if you see we the politicians, we are coming up with this type of initiative, is to engage our youth, just to distract them from doing bad things. And we have seen a lot of our youth are using this irregular migration to travel to Europe. We are losing a lot of lives. But these are youths that are within our communities. And these youths, they are really needed in our communities. Some are into sports, you can see. But if you have such things like this, people like me, for example, I might be football lover. I might not play football, but I would love to watch football.
FC Ngoma coach Mohamed Lamin Conte was delighted that his team emerged as winner in the opening game.
I'm very delighted that Honorable has organized this kind of tournament for the community, and we really appreciate it. The game too was fun. There was no, alhamdulillah, there was no violence. Yeah, we thank God for that. Yes.
As the tournament progresses, hopes remain high that this initiative will strengthen the bonds within the Bartes community. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Maria Tuture.
From that story by Maria Tuture, we'll now take a short commercial break, and when we return, the news continues. Stay tuned.
Send money to Gambia for free! You can now send money via MoneyGram to AfriMoney in Gambia anytime, anywhere. Simply go on to MoneyGram.com or the app and select Pay through AfriMoney to send. Make sure the receiver is registered on AfriMoney in Gambia or get them to dial *777# to register. Instantly, the money comes into their AfriMoney wallet. No hassle, no wait times, complete ease. Cash out at any AfriMoney agent or AfriCell outlets. Free cash out, no sending fees.
Say hello to AfriCell's TOK service. Get a whopping 1,000 minutes of talk time with one special AfriCell number betas. Valid for 1 month for $150 only. To activate the TOK service, simply dial *135# to activate the number of your loved one. AfriCell, connecting you to who matters the most.
Welcome back after the short commercial break. If you're just tuning in, this is the Star TV Newsroom, and we broadcasting from studios here in Kanifing along the Battle Harden Highway. I am Maria Madem, and thanks for joining us. Let's now shift our attention to some international news. Now, camps near Goma, housing over 300,000 displaced people, have been destroyed and looted, forcing many to flee once again. The advance of M23 rebels, who have seized parts of North Kivu, has exacerbated the crisis, with hundreds killed in recent fighting. Displaced individuals, many of whom have fled multiple times, are now attempting to return home, despite lacking resources and facing immense hardship. Aid agencies are overwhelmed as their warehouses were looted, and some workers have fled the region. Those displaced have sought refuge in places like churches, but they urgently need support to rebuild their lives. The ongoing conflict has left many fleeing that nowhere is safe, and even near UN and government facilities. The situation hides the deepening humanitarian crisis in the region. Azira's Catherine Soy reports.
A week ago, camps hosting more than 300,000 displaced people around Goma looked like this. Today, the shelters have been flattened, destroyed and looted. Congolese people are on the move again. They say they don't know who did this. Jean Dieu lived in this camp for 2.5 years. He says he found all his property had been stolen.
No, you can see for yourself. I fled when the rebels arrived. There was a lot of shooting. We first went to Buhondo. The situation there was also bad. So what I have come back to, that was my house. Everything I owned was vandalized.
Many fled from their home villages as rebels led by M23 continued to advance. The rebels have taken North Kivu's provincial capital. More than 700 people died in the battle for Goma. The fighting in the city has calmed down, and people are now venturing out. But M23 has told those who are sheltering in the camps to go back to their homes. This woman says she's walking back home about 75 kilometers away.
We have to return home, but I come from very far. I have little children. The work is far, but we don't have money. We don't have resources to stay in Goma, so we'll have to walk to Ruchuru.
Some people have relocated to this church. Most say they want to go home, but they need help to rebuild their lives. Aid agencies are struggling too. Their warehouses in Goma were looted. Some aid workers have fled to Rwanda or Uganda, leaving people without the support they need.
When we came to retrieve our things, the entire camp had been destroyed. Those who were doing this were still there when I arrived. My home in the village was also burned down.
These are people who've been forced to flee repeatedly. They thought they'd be safe near Goma, where government forces and UN facilities and personnel are based. Now they say nowhere is safe for them. Catherine Soy, Al Jazeera.
Now, before the war with Russia, Ukraine was one of the world's top exporters of agricultural products and the primary exporter of sunflower oil and seed. Those exports have all but stopped. Yet, despite the challenges, Ukraine's farming sector is still functioning. Al Jazeera's Imran Khan reports from farmlands outside the capital, Kyiv.
After Russia invaded Ukraine, the effect on its largest industry, farming, was swift and damaging. Almost overnight, its agricultural exports, worth more than $27 billion a year, came to a halt, with billions of dollars of produce unable to be shipped abroad. Grain was stuck in silos in ports and in warehouses like this. A deal was eventually struck to get exports back on track. Mykola Melanko owns a farm. His problems are typical of the whole industry. Perhaps the most acute is the shortage of labour due to young farm workers being conscripted as soldiers.
Yes, indeed. Our enterprise is facing certain difficulties with the workforce. Many of our people have gone to the front. Some of them have been exempted. But now the process of re-exemption is underway, and it's not going very well. We submitted the documents a month ago, but the renewal of our critical infrastructure status has not yet been granted.
To address the labour shortage, farmers want army reservists currently not involved in frontline fighting to work for them.
Ukraine lacks workers in enterprises, as many people went to defend our country at the beginning of the war. Consequently, ensuring a sufficient workforce is a critical challenge, and we are trying to address this through the reservist system.
But even if recruitment shortages are resolved, there are other problems. Russia's attacks against farming and ports still continue. Russian army has laid landmines in about 20% of arable farmland, and Russian occupation means that even more farmland has been lost. But despite that, the sector still survives. Imran Khan, Al Jazeera, Kyiv region.
I'm afraid our story brings us to the end of this news bulletin, but before we take a look at you, a quick recap of our main headlines. Series of alleged murder incidents shocks communities across the Gambia and police launch investigations. The Serekunda Minor Health Center celebrates excellence in healthcare at annual award ceremony. And 128,745 pills of ecstasy intercepted at the Banjul International Airport by the Drug Law Enforcement Agency. And the Gambia Police Force says grinder stacks are cause of fire at the GTSC depot. And Barclays World Council organizes football tournament to promote unity. On international news, India Congo's fighting, displacement camps near Goma destroyed and looted amid M23 advance. And in Ukraine, agricultural conflict with Russia has created a labor shortage. That's all we have for you in this edition of the news. To join us tomorrow for another bulletin. But in the meantime, do enjoy the rest of the programs and